Hello, I'm sorry I lost you. I don't know what happened. I was like, ah! Don't you love internet connection? It decides it wants to play up when it wants to play up. When you're trying to actually do something useful, it decides it wants to, no, I'm not going to work. So I'm back. I'm sorry for losing you. Aim, I hope you're there. I'm back, Aim, I promise. Oh my God, you're all back. Woohoo! I'm so glad you're back. I'm sorry I lost you. Internet, stupid internet. Technology hates me this week, I swear. It's like, oh, she wants to do this. Nah, we're not going to let her. Let's just screw her plans up. I think Rebecca's been having some issues with a similar thing. Oh, gotta love internet. So, yeah, as I was saying, magpies, not very nice. Is there anything else? We were talking about wombats. Wombats are very, very vicious. They will bite you, but they're so cuddly and you want to use them as a pillow and cuddle them. And yeah, like really go for it. Not go for it, like cuddle them and use them as pillows. So, anything else? Aim, you're my person, you're my peeps, you're the one asking the question, so America needs to wake up. Wake up and talk to me. Melissa is camping at the moment. So Melissa, you would have seen the photos I was posting. Woohoo! Look at that! Come on, Rebecca, help me out here. Anything else we should be telling them about our beautiful, amazing, wonderful Australia? Oh, okay. So at the beginning, I was just saying that there is, yeah, Facebook's freaking, anyway. So at the beginning, I was saying that there are 3 important things I wanted to say. You already know about my event. So the release event for my book, woohoo, which I can't wait for. And you've already read it, so you know what's coming. I'm really, really nervous about this. So if anybody is going to, the only thing I want to say is, for this book, I know there is a lot of you out there that like to not criticize people, but, you know, give feedback, and you feel like you're giving feedback in that. With this book, I want to ask just to be careful, okay? Like, this book that's coming out is my life. It's not just something that I've whipped up, and it's not fiction, and it's not, you know, I am doing it as a positive message. I'm not doing it to, you know, make anyone feel anything they shouldn't. I'm trying to make people, like Rebecca can vouch for this, I'm trying to put a positive note out there that, you know, everybody has stuff in their life. Everybody goes through stuff in their life. And you may be talking, so you're talking to me and you're getting to know me. I'm this fun, sorry, I'll repeat that. You see me as this fun-loving, carefree person that, you know, and that's who I am. That's what I am. I love talking to people. I love socializing. I love just being me. And my beautiful, beautiful cousin Chantel just got on. She knows, she's been through what I've been through, not to the extent I had, but so this book is, I am opening myself to you. So I'm opening myself and why I am me to you. So just remember, when you're leaving reviews or giving me feedback on my book, just be very careful, okay? Like, it's not something that's fiction. It's not something that you can just go to me, oh, this doesn't, you know, just know that I am sharing this part of you with me and hoping that, you know, you take it as it's meant to be. And don't judge me based on what happened to me. Judge me by what I am today. Know that I am a victor of my life. I'm a victor of my story. I want other people to know that they can be victors of their stories and victors of their life. Victors of their choices is what I'm trying to get you to see. Tanya, I want you to get on here because I was talking about you before, and yes, we need you on here to help us take the piss out of you. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. So all I'm asking is that you, when you're reading this, read it with care, read it with open eyes, read it with an open mind, and take the message from it that I'm trying to give. It is an aim. It's actually relevant for it's relevant for a whole range of people. It's not just relevant for so I don't want to give too much away. So I actually hit all the areas that are really, really important to me and are relevant to me and to my life. I hit illness because I've got so many people that I know that go through illnesses, and I'm talking not just mental illness, I'm talking illness. Like my best, one of my bestest and closest friends, she's like an absolute sister to me. I've known her since grade 8, and it's one of her stories that is at the end. She's my age, and she had breast cancer. So she found out at the age of 31 that she had breast cancer, but she knew at the age of 21 that it was possible. Okay, so I share her story with her, and I show how she's still her. She hasn't let this get her down. She doesn't stop her life. She doesn't sit there and blame the world. She doesn't blame her mother. She didn't stop her life. She's continued on, and she's still going through it. Like it hasn't ended. She's not in remission. She is still battling it, and it's something she battles, but she's still her. She is a victor. She is, she's an inspiration to me. My auntie, my cousins who I was just telling you about, like my auntie is an absolute inspiration to me. Okay, she didn't stand for stuff that my mother stood for. So she went through a similar thing that my mother did, but she chose to be a victor, and she chose to go, no, I'm not going to deal with this crap in the middle of dealing with breast cancer. Okay, so, and she hasn't let her children. So it's taking that path of going, you know what, that's their choice. This is a choice that they have made, okay? They choose to do this, and they choose to go that path. I am not going to. I am going to choose a path for me that is right. I am going to take every moment that I'm given, and I'm going to make it count. And that's what this book is about. It's about showing people of all kinds, of all areas, of all backgrounds. Doesn't matter where you come from or what you have or what you were given or what you go through. The choice to do something with your life, the choice to make you what you want to be is yours. Nobody else's. Only you can make that choice. Okay? And yes, we are all everybody at some point in their life will be a victim of circumstance. There's nothing you can do about it. Everybody in their life has had something that has made them them. It has, whether you're rich, like most of the rich people that you see on movies, you hear of their stories where they grew up in the Bronx, or they grew up in these situations, but they chose to better themselves. They chose to go a different route instead of going into that life. Okay, so just because that person's rich, or just because that person was given something, it doesn't mean they haven't been a victim of circumstance. All right, and there are just things in life that you're not going to be able to control, but you can control how you deal with that. Stephanie, it's victor or victim. It's your choice. And it's releasing on the 11th of June. So I have my release date. The release event is on the 11th of June, and there's still spots left for author takeovers and stuff like that. I wrote this book. It's really hard for me because there's one section in there that life is always a choice, and it is your choice. And I know there are people on Facebook. There's a beautiful, beautiful author I know who was struggling with stuff, and she put up on Facebook, that she had just had this moment and she was struggling and it took all of her power not to do it, and she was attacked. Now, my thing is that, you know, you don't know who is listening to you. You don't know who is watching you or what you're doing, and you don't know how that is going to impact on somebody. Now, this person who said this could have affected someone so easily by them going, you know what? She is right. I have got something to live for. I have got something to do that, and I have the choice to do that. So people were attacking her for saying it, but they don't know who she could have backed off that precipice. Like, there could have been someone else sitting on that precipice with her that she has just gone, that looked up to her, that saw her as an inspiration and went, you know what? Yes, I am going to choose that for myself as well. So it's that kind of, you know, before you go attacking people, think about what you're doing, okay? And it's just taking we are all given challenges in our life that make us choose who we're going to be. And you can either choose to go, I'm going to go down this path, which I call the path of the victim, and in no way am I talking about a victim of circumstance. They are completely different. A victim of circumstance is someone who cannot help what has happened to them, okay? There is nothing you can do. It is not their fault in any way, shape or form. A victim of choice is different. When you choose to go down a path and then blame what has happened to you on your life and say, I am this way because this happened to me and I have a right to be this way, you're being a victim. You're not standing there and going, yes, this happened to me, but how can I make me better by what's happened to me? How can I make my life count and make that not count? Does that make sense? Like, it's taking that choice. And once you have made a choice, once you have taken whichever path you're going to, so I use it in, okay, so part of it's going to go into, I come from a very abusive background growing up, like as a kid, okay? And out of all of the siblings, I am the only one who is this. I do not do violence. My kids are safe. My kids have never known that. My kids never will know that. I do not believe in using fear and violence to get what you want. It doesn't work, okay? It doesn't. Having that power over someone and trying to take away their power is not giving you power, okay? Whereas I chose to be something different, yet my brother and all that, my brother went down the exact same path, pretty much. So he is that kind of person. Now, everyone sits there and says to me, oh, but you have to understand where he's come from. You have to understand what he went through. I went through the same thing, if not worse. I chose not to be that person. The minute he chose to be that person, it is his choice. It is no longer someone else's thing to blame. It is his. He needs to take responsibility because he has that choice in himself to go, okay, I have this issue. I was a victim of circumstance. I couldn't stop what was happening to me, but I can stop how I deal with it. I can go and get help. I can go and do this. I can make the choice to remove myself from that situation and make myself a better person. So once you step over that boundary, it is then your choice, no one else's. And that's the kind of message I'm trying to get across. And it is never too late. It is never too late to make that choice, to be the victor of your life, to overcome whatever it is that you've got. And you are entitled to that. You are entitled to, he's entitled to feel anger towards what he grew up with. He's entitled to feel whatever. What he is not entitled to do is put that on someone else. It is up to him to say, no, I will not do this again. I am going to get help. I am angry. I have hurt. I have pain. I need to deal with that. And that's that kind of message I'm trying to get across. So I'm not trying to judge anyone. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm just trying to get people to stop and see that, you know, there are a lot of people out there that, yes, have this, and they need to, you know, and then I've got on the other hand, so I go through my life and things that I've done and things that have happened to me and all sorts of, I basically talk about my life from about the age of 8 to now. So I show you how, and I also show you when I chose to be a victim, because in my life there are times that I have chosen to go, I am a victim. I am doing this because, and it has taken me to a point where I've then gone, hang on a minute, no, I don't want to be this person. I want to be this person. And then I have taken that other path. So it's about showing you that, you know, we all do it. We all get in our lives, and it's getting in your head. So trying to get yourself out of your head and into seeing that, you know, your life is precious. Everybody's life is precious. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from or what has happened to you. Every life is precious. You are given this life. You are only given one. Make something of it, because there are many out there who can't. Okay? You see these people that are inspirations, who have been to war, who have lost legs, who have there is this motorbike rider, okay? My husband watches him all the time. He was a freestyle motorbike rider, okay? He had an accident and broke his back, all right? He still does freestyle motorbike. He gets on a motorbike. He's had his motorbike specially made for him, and he still does freestyle tricks. So for people out there who, you know, go, I can't do it, because you can do anything you put your mind to. Anything. There is a way, and especially with today's technology and today's world, there is a way to do something. Okay? You just have to find it. And so I talk about that. So I talk about how I become there, and it's like I said, I am not judging anybody. I am the last person that ever judges anybody. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God. Okay? I want people to start doing that. I want people to start looking beyond themselves and start looking around them. All right? How can you make the world a better place? All right? We all have our own beliefs. We all have our own ways of doing things, and that is okay. It is okay to have your own belief. It is okay to have what makes you you and makes you strong. It is not okay to put that on other people. It is not okay for you to take away their power to be a stronger person. Okay? And so I look at that, and then I look at mental illness. So I have a couple of friends of mine who have gone through anxiety and who have gone through depression. And one of my friends said to me that, you know, it was that fact of when you're in it, you don't know you're in it. You're in that frame of mind and you don't know it. You don't understand it. And she said it took her picking up a magazine and going through the steps of, could you have depression? And she said when it finally clicked that that was when she said, oh my God, I could have this. Okay? So I'm hoping that this book, if there is someone out there, teenagers at school, anybody really that picks this book up, and if you connect to it at any point in time in that thing, get help. Don't sit there and go, oh no, that's not me. If you see any kind of resemblance, if you see any kind of thing that could possibly be you, reach out and ask someone. Reach out and talk to the people around you. There is always going to be someone there that is, you know, going to help you. And I know you might feel like there isn't, but there is. There is someone that will help you, that will guide you along the way. And remember, just because you're not big, you're not famous, you're not, you don't think you're inspirational, there is someone watching you. There is someone watching you that you may not even realize is watching you, and you may just change their life. You may just make them become that better person to change the world. Okay? So that's kind of, sorry, I blabbed on a bit there, but that's what I want from this book. So I just want people, when you're reading it, to be very careful and not to judge. I know there are going to be people out there that are not going to take what this is meant for. They're going to take it the wrong way. They're going to judge. I know that, and they're the people that are going to, they're the kind of people that it's going to take them a long time to get out of their heads. Okay, you can tell people till you're blue in the face that this is what you need to do, and if they are not willing to make that choice, if they are not willing to choose the road of the victor, there is nothing you can do. There really isn't, until they are ready, until they make that choice. And that's really what I want this book to do. My beautiful, beautiful cousin, I am giving her a book, and my other beautiful cousin, I'm giving him a book, and I'm signing them because I want them to see how strong they are. They come from a background where their father didn't give a crap about them, okay? He pretty much, and for a young girl, and especially a young boy, that does something. And my cousin, he is very angry. And like I said, he's got a right to be angry. But he doesn't put that anger, he gets angry and his mum works with him and everything. But I want him to see how strong of a person he is. He doesn't treat his partner like that. He's angry at himself. And I need him to see that, you know, he is a strong person. He is above that, and whatever shortfallings come from it are his father's, not his. Okay? And that's what I want people to take from it. And I want people to take from the fact that, yes, they're your family, and yes, they're blood, but there are certain points in time where you have to go, you know what, that's not an excuse. That to sit there and say, I can't do anything about it because they're my family. Yes, you can. Okay? There comes a point in time, families don't do that. Okay? Families don't make you feel that way. I have not spoken to my family in, would be a good 16 years. Okay? And I don't want to. That's my choice. I have no regrets. I have no qualms about I don't even spend a day where I go, I really should, because I have made that choice that my girls are not going to know that. My girls are only going to know love. They are only going to know support, and they are only going to know that they are strong in themselves and strong people. And that's what I want them to learn. And that is okay. Making a choice that is right for you is never wrong. Okay? But it has to be a choice that is a choice that puts you on the path of being the victor, not being the victim. Okay? Bullying, for instance, in school. These kids that bully have a lot going on in their lives, but they are taking that and projecting it onto other kids and making other kids feel that. And that is being the role of the victim. That is going, well, if I do this, someone else has to do that. And this is how they should feel. Okay? It's that taking that, what you have been through, what you go through, and making yourself stronger. Making yourself, I guess, just, anyway, I'll leave you all to read it. I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, I think there's a lot in there that I just, I'm very, very, like I said, I'm very nervous. So bear with me. I actually had my husband read it. So I made sure he read it and he was happy with everything that was in there, because this affects him as well. It is his life. He went through it with me. It is, that sounds really bad. I met my husband when I was 14, okay? So I've been with my husband since I was 14. So he has been through a lot of the last part of my life with me. He is my pole. He is my person that I know that I'm strong enough in myself that if I hadn't met him, I would have found a way. But he is my strength. He was the one that gave me the strength to say, you know what? No, it's not okay. I don't need to deal with this. I knew I was like that from little. I knew I was different. I knew I wasn't going to deal with it and put up with it. And I knew I would never be like that. But it's just, so I had made the choice right when I was little. People say, you don't know, you can't make the choice. I did. right from that first time, I made that choice that I was not going to be like that. And I never was. Okay? So these people that say, you know, they grew up in this kind of environment. Yeah, guess what? So did I. I grew up in that exact same house. I grew up in that exact same environment. I actually had things happen to me that, or not to me, but like around me that he never did. So it's, and I think as a society, we need to stop saying that. You know, we need to understand where they're coming from, that they like this. Yes, we do need to understand, but you also need to understand that at a point, especially when they're adults and they've got a choice, they've got the power to make that choice, they need to make it. High school kids, you have the choice when you're sitting in a classroom to get an education that is going to make your life better. If you don't like the situation you're in, do something about it in high school. Do something about it while you're there to make it possible for you to get the chance to get out of that. Okay? There is always a way. So, thank you, Stephanie. Oh, Rebecca. Yes, catch up tomorrow, Rebecca. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'm going to get off the thing. Get back to my happy thing. So that's all I wanted to say. So the 11th is that book is coming out. And the so the 11th is coming out. I have that. There's the Rebecca, I was just saying there's competitions where you can go and vote. So there's I forgot what it was called now, but there's up on my YM Zachary page, there is a competition going where you can go and now nominate books. So you can nominate your favorite authors, favorite things like that. And there's also the Spring Blush Inks and Scratches Spring Blush Awards. Alyssa Drake is up for a nomination for Best Book Boyfriend in Thomas. You have to go and vote for Thomas, okay? He's my book boyfriend. No one else can have him. You can all have Benjamin. Thomas is mine, but I need you to go and vote for him so he wins, okay? And that's pretty much it. So I just had to make sure that you knew that you had to go and vote for Alyssa's Thomas. That was my main, big, important thing. Thomas, okay? Thomas, go vote for Thomas. Become one of those like inspirational things on here. And yeah, my book on the 11th. Make sure, Stephanie, if you haven't already, there's still some spots left for takeovers. It's going to be exciting. Mine and JB Joseph's publishing company is actually publishing it, so it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm actually a little bit excited about it. Nervous, excited. And I'm writing my aunt. I've actually got like 3 chapters written today. So exciting. I'm loving it even more as I write it. So anyway, my lovelies, I'm going to leave you go. Everybody's still busy, so everybody will probably catch up on this later. So I hope you all have a lovely Saturday. My Saturday's finished. I'm going to bed. Well, no, I'm not going to bed. I'm going to write more of my aunt. So that's it. If you want to know the other part, we were doing Stephanie and Aim. Aim was here. Well, we were doing if you want any Australian words known. So if there's an Australian word you want to actually hear spoken in Australian, let me know. And I will tell you next time I'm live. So leave a list of them here. Next time I'm live, I will say, oh my God, Abby. See, everybody's going to start joining now. Do you want me? What's wrong?
Do you have a vaporizer for Soph? My throat's like really, it's croaky and all that. Next I had a bit of croup.
Okay. Did your mum have one?
Yes.
Do you want to go down the back and see if she's got it and bring it up here or see what she said?
I don't know.
Do you want to go home? Okay, hang on. I'm going to have to go, people. I will talk to you all later. And yes, I will talk to you then. Okay, bye.